Second talk by Reverend Father Wilfred Endeman. Modern idolatry and cultural syncretism. Challenges facing Christian families in either diocese. Please, Father, may you come to the podium. On Christ the solely rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. All other ground is sinking sand. Modern idolatry and cultural syncretism. Challenges facing Christian families in either diocese. I wish to express my profound gratitude to our Bishop, my Lord, Most Reverend Dr. Anthony Ademwadaji MSP, our Bishop, whose courageous leadership has ignited a renewed and decisive pastoral response against modern idolatry and cultural syncretism in our diocese. Your Lordship's clarity of vision and bold commitment to the integrity of the Christian faith continue to inspire both priests and people to firmly stand in the truth of the gospel. I want to thank Father Matthew Atta for his deep, scholarly, and tireless work. You know, I used to meet with him at the Catholic Media Center. Father Tony is our host. We used to talk there on these issues, and his intellectual contributions and pastoral dedication have significantly advanced this important mission of faith purification and renewal. I want to bless him. Thank you again, my Lord, for your boldness and for the gracious opportunity you have given me today to once again lend my voice to this worthy cause. Abstract. Modern idolatry and cultural syncretism continue to pose serious pastoral and theological challenges to Christian families in our diocese. While the pursuit of wealth, especially among the young people, remains a significant driver, other forms of idolatry, such as fear-based spirituality, reliance on charms, and distorted healing practices, equally threaten the integrity of faith. Drawing on scripture and magisterium, this study examines the manifestation and root causes of these challenges and proposes a holistic pastoral response that includes renewed catechesis, authentic healing ministry, and the responsible use of natural healing remedies within the Christian framework to prevent dependence on fetish practices and practitioners. The church in Africa continues to confront the complex interaction between the gospel and traditional religious worldview. In our diocese, this interaction is lived within families that navigate economic hardship, cultural expectations, and spiritual anxieties. While much attention has been given to the youth-driven pursuit of wealth through questionable means, the reality is broader. Many baptized Catholics across age groups struggle with fear of spiritual attacks, dependence on traditional protective system, misunderstanding of Christian healing. Thus, modern idolatry in either diocese is not limited to wealth, but extends to security, healing, identity, and survival. Clarification of terms. Modern idolatry. The Catechism of the Catholic Church teaches idolatry consists in divinizing what is not God. In this context, idolatry includes deification of wealth and material success, protective objects and charms, fear-driven religious practices, spiritual shortcuts to success or healing. In 2013, Pope Francis in Evangelium Gaudium said, the worship of the ancient golden calf has returned in the idolatry of money. Cultural syncretism. Syncretism is the blending of incompatible religious elements. And the church cautions in Redemptoris Missio of John Paul II that inculturation must avoid all syncretism. Authentic enculturation purifies culture, but syncretism compromises faith. You know, Father Tony mentioned a little. Socio-economic context and religious vulnerability. Our state is characterized by high poverty levels, limited healthcare access, and youth unemployment. These realities foster a pragmatic approach to religion, where individuals seek immediate solutions to financial hardship, to illness, and spiritual insecurity. This environment makes many vulnerable to alternative systems promising quick results, manifestations of modern idolatry and syncretism, wealth-driven idolatry among youth. Among young people, the desire for financial success can lead to engagement in morally compromised practices, associations with group promising spiritual assistance for wealth, justification of unethical behavior as survival strategy. This reflects a shift from trust in God, in God's providence, to reliance on alternative powers. So fear-based idolatry. Across different age groups, fear plays a central role. Many Catholics seek protection through charms. They combine Christian prayer with non-Christian rituals, attribute misfortune primarily to spiritual enemies. You see, during the 1 month compulsory adoration that Bishop declared in February, something happened in front of my gate. In Ojedi, they were doing Oteku. They were doing Oteku. So people, and I don't know what is so special about Oteku that people gather. They come, people love masquerade. I don't know. They will come from everywhere. People trek from far and near to come and look at masquerade. And then the road in front of my church there was filled up. People can't come to church. So I told people come early so that you don't, because they wait until about 4, 5 before they start gathering. On this day, oh Mamojo Kachi, Obagedi, Mamojo Gucci, Oje Wikmachi, Obagedi, he became a parishioner. Kelly Hine became a parishioner. Though it's a very church, no. But when they came and told me, but Ella Ojo actually Okatan, Adwa Omajimiachi, and then you have someone who is supposed to be seated, to be in the church. The person is has become a leader. The Dobe Boali. Yane no Eku. Like Yamudo church levity on my chongoji. And the night before that day, I had a feeling, so I went to anoint the gate. I had a feeling. I went there, anointed the gate. I said, any power that will cross this gate, so, yes. So we go to negative effect of on Christian families in either diocese. Now, I want us to pay attention to some of this negative impact. The impact of modern idolatry and cultural syncretism on Christian families in our diocese is both profound and far-reaching. These practices do not merely exist as abstract theological errors. They produce concrete spiritual, moral, and social consequences that weaken the fabric of Christian family life. Weakening of faith and trust in God. One of the most damaging effects of the gradual erosion of confidence in God's providence. When families turn to charms, rituals, or alternative spiritual systems, they implicitly deny the sufficiency and supremacy of Christ. Faith becomes fragmented, professed vigorously on Sunday morning and contradicted on Monday morning, or in moments of crisis. This dual allegiance undermines authentic Christianity and creates spiritual instability within the home. Distortion of Christian identity. Cultural syncretism produces confusion about what it means to be a Christian. Children raised in such environments struggle to distinguish between the gospel and traditional religious practices that contradict it. Over time, Christianity is reduced to one option among many spiritual systems rather than the definitive path to salvation. This weakens commitment and fosters relativism in matters of faith. Breakdown of domestic church. The family, which is meant to be the first school of Christian life, becomes spiritually divided where syncretism is practiced. Parents may send conflicting messages, parents will send conflicting messages, encouraging prayer while secretly endorsing non-Christian protective practices. These inconsistencies erodes moral authority and weakens the transmission of faith to the next generation. Bishop mentioned that while he was giving his opening remark, and when he was talking about the generations of Christians. If we decide to weaken it, then the transmission, we will not be able to transmit the faith of them, the authentic faith to our progeny. Undermining of authentic healing healthcare. Syncretism often leads to delayed or rejected medical treatment, as individuals rely on spiritually mixed healing systems. This not only endangers physical health, but also distorts the church's understanding of healing, which integrates prayer, sacraments, and responsible medical care. The loss of sacramental consciousness. A reliance on alternative spiritual system diminishes appreciation for the sacraments. Confessions, the Eucharist, the anointing of the sick are neglected or seen as insufficient. This weakens the spiritual life of families and distances them from the primary channels of grace instituted by Christ himself. Pastoral responses. 1. Deepened catechesis on Christ and spiritual reality. We must continue to teach, to affirm and emphasize Christ's victory over evil. We must also clarify misconceptions about spiritual attacks and strengthen trust in divine providence. 2. Strengthening authentic healing ministry. The church in either diocese must make more visible the healing mission of Christ through anointing of the sick, confession, Eucharistic life, and pastoral counseling. Responsible Christian use of herbal knowledge. A crucial pastoral response is the proper use of herbal knowledge within a Christian framework, which must be developed. In our diocese here, we are blessed to have priests with knowledge of healing abilities embedded in plants and nature itself. There is no better time to put such knowledge to use than now. It is important for us to also encourage knowledgeable Christians to provide natural remedies and ensure such practices are free from rituals and incantations, presented as natural, not spiritual power, while showing due respect for ethical and medical standards. So, now discernment in cases of perceived spiritual attack. For my brother priest, we should listen attentively to every case presented before us to avoid both dismissal and exaggeration. Prayers and sacraments and medical guidance must be taken seriously by us and all pastoral workers. We must pay attention because most times it is at this point that people need healing that some get deviated. Youth formation. The either diocesan CYON and all of us must